Hey everyone, it's Joe here with Lois and Joe and the Coaching Business Initiator. I am so super excited to be talking with you today because this subject is, we just see it and hear it all the time, and I just want to give you some resolution on this today. So the thing we're going to be talking about today is what 3 things do I need to do today so that I can go viral tomorrow? Because that's what we all want, right? We want our business to blow up and we want it to happen tomorrow. So we're going to give you 3 things to do to help you go viral tomorrow. And Lois is going to give us the first 2.
Start with number 1. Okay, first of all, don't buy into the myth that it happens overnight. I think for me, when I started working in digital marketing, I heard all the success stories. I posted this video of myself doing this or that, and it blew up and I made $1 million. And you go, wow, really? And so you start thinking about, how do I create a video that goes viral? Well, what does it mean to go viral, first of all, right? And so then you start talking with people in the business who really have very good businesses. Like, look at Dean Graziosi, or look at Tony Robbins, or look at Russell Brunson, or Frank Kern, or, the list goes on. There are a lot of people out there who are really successful, but they'll tell you they didn't do it overnight. Yes, they did it in a truncated period of time. Rather than taking 10, 20, 30 years, they maybe did it in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, but it didn't happen overnight. It happened because they worked it systematically, they thought about it, they knew the direction they were going in, and they had a process that they used. And so I think it's so important that you keep that in mind, because if you don't, you come to the end of whatever that time frame is that you put in place. And for many of us, it's 1 year. And we said, I didn't do it, I failed. Well, you may have put together the pieces that were essential. So for me, for example, with what we're doing, what I'm discovering is our first year is learning the process. The second year is putting the building blocks in place. The third year is beginning to generate revenue. So you see, there's a systematic process we're going through. Number 2, that you need to take a look at if you want to be successful and really blow up, benchmark everything. Know what you're going to measure and why you're measuring it, and then look at it, look at it, look at it. Whatever you decide to measure, your whole team will focus on. And when they focus on it, that's where the effort goes, and that's where the results will end up. So don't benchmark things that aren't important, that aren't going to get a revenue. Benchmark what's really important. And I think sometimes we get caught up in what's glitzy or sexy or whatever. I have X number of followers. Yes, but are they really watching what you're doing? Are they responding? Are they opting in? Or is it just all sorts of extraneous people who'll never buy anything anyway? So are you gathering the right people around you who can really buy? Knowing your numbers, knowing the analytics. What are they doing when they come to listen to your message? Are they really staying? Are they really listening? Are they responding? How are they responding? So having systems for benchmarking are huge. So those are 2. Don't buy into the myth that's going to happen overnight. Benchmark everything. And number 3, Joe, you've got number 3.
Yeah, I have to tell you, number 3 is it's near and dear to my heart. And if you've been in business for a couple of years, it should be near and dear to your heart. And as a coach, it's one of the areas that we see the biggest amount of pain for coaches, and it's because they just don't have good clarity on who their target market is. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your niche. If you want to go viral, if you want to get this job done quickly, you better know who your target audience is. And if your target audience is executives, you don't have a target audience. If your target audience is healthcare practitioners, you don't have a target audience. If your target is psychologists, you still don't have a target audience. You've got to know exactly what your target audience is. And it's one of the reasons we put this thing together. I know you've seen this before because I've shared it with you before, but I'm going to share it again today. You'll be able to click a link down below. I don't care if you're getting this on YouTube or on our podcast, wherever, you're going to have access to a link for this in the show notes. This is our ideal client development worksheet. And 3 pages, guys, 3 pages, because when you're talking about who are you talking to, do you know exactly how old they are? So I'm going to go over a couple things on here with you. So the areas on here I have goals and values. What are the challenges and pain points that the people that you're talking to feel? What are their objections to buying? Do you know why they're not buying from you? You know what when you give your pitch, do you know what they're going to come back at you with? Because if you don't know those things, you can't address them in your pitch, so you can head them off on the front end instead of waiting until they say, oh, I gotta go talk to my spouse. No, you have that covered in your pitch. What's the research you've done? But does your avatar have a name? What's their age? What's their gender? Are they married? Are they not married? Where do they live? What type of home do they live in? What's the neighborhood that they live in? What kind of vehicle do they drive? Do they have their vehicle paid for, or are they paying? Do they have a loan on that vehicle for the next 10 years of their life? What's their occupation? What type of job do they have? What's their annual income? How much education they have? Those are just a couple of them. And those are the what we call physical or demographic information about your client. Where it gets really, really cool is when you get into the psychographic information. How does your client think? What is your perfect ideal client? What are they thinking about in the day? So how are they thinking? What are they seeing through their eyes? What are they feeling? What are they doing? What's their hobby? What does your ideal client do for a hobby? Do you know that information? If you don't know that information, you don't know your client. And so you don't have clarity. So when you're delivering a message, when you're giving your pitch, when you're talking to them, you may be talking to a completely different person. And if you're doing that, I'll promise you, your sales aren't going to be where you need them to be. And then answer questions like, my client needs a better way to do blank because of blank. And that's the answer that you're giving them. What pain is my client feeling? What are my client's goals? And then another real critical aspect when you're developing your ideal client information is, who do you not want to work with? Who do you not want to
Wow, that's true.
There is nothing that will kill you and your business faster than working with people that aren't who you need to be working with or who you want to be working with. Imagine a client that all they do is complain, and never do the work they assign. So you're coaching somebody, and we all understand as coaches, if you don't get participation from the coachee, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. And if that's who you're attracting every single day because you don't know this information, man, I feel for you. So, and then of course you should have their picture. So,
create a picture if you don't have one.
Yeah,
go find one online.
What's their name? You put that in Google and you just pull up a random picture. No, you're not going to post it anywhere, so it doesn't matter. You're not infringing on somebody's copyright or anything like that. Just pull up, or you can go to Pexels or some other free picture, royalty-free software, and download a picture. Just get a picture of somebody. Right there, boom, there's Sam. Because Sam is our avatar. We know exactly who we're talking to every single day. Man, I've taken a little bit of time here, but I think knowing who your ideal client is so critical to going viral in the shortest time possible, so you can get there the fastest. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We want to be successful so that we can live that life, so we can have that freedom, so we can spend time with our families, doing the things that we want, when we want, with who we want. So I hope this video helped you, and I hope it's added some value in your life, and I'm super excited to talk to you guys next time.
Thank you so much.